What up, YouTube? It's been a while since I've been on here.
I just want to go on the record saying that he matched me. I had this on first.
Shop 96.
And then he matched me.
Braxton J. Fuller.
Hi guys.
Shout out Marissa. How y'all doing today? I guess I gotta answer some questions today. I just wanna know and tell y'all I didn't do it. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I know there's a lot of media circulation right now going on with me, and you know, I'm just gonna be straightforward and just say I didn't do it. It is what it is, you know?
Are you done? Hi guys, anywho, welcome to another video. Braxton and Aubrey, the Fuller fam, without the last name.
Yeah, I don't know why she keeps doing Fuller, because she ain't got my last name. She crazy.
Alright, anywho. Welcome to Q&A part numero uno.
Numero uno.
We have so many questions to go through, and so I'm not going to do a big long introduction. Let's get on started into the video. If we need to end up doing another one of these, we can. How does it feel being first-time parents to 3 babies?
How does it feel?
I think this is our norm, so like I don't know any differently.
It's overwhelming, but I mean, it's been overwhelming.
One parent.
It's gotta be overwhelming, you know? It's literally went 0 to 3 out of nowhere, and I mean, it's crazy, but I feel like we're kind of like used to it now, so.
We just don't know. I mean, we don't know any different. At the end of the day, that's all we've ever known is 3, so. How do you manage your love life with a baby at home and 2 in the hospital?
We don't.
We don't manage our love life.
There's no management of love between us, and we haven't managed it. Honestly, it's been kind of rough since we found out she was even pregnant. So, you know, I feel like we try to like sit down and be like, hey, we need to like focus on ourselves, but then it just like never happens. We don't really have the time or energy or patience to do it.
I think we have a different love language than we did. We don't really have a lot of time either. So, there's that. Did you guys get pregnant naturally? Yes, I was on birth control, fun times. We have been together for 3.5 years. Hold on, this was a good one. As a fellow artist, I would love to know more about Braxton's art career. Does he have formal training? Is he working with a gallery? Is he able to sell his work?
No formal training. I'm pretty much like self-taught. I worked with an artist for like 5+ years. So I learned a lot of like basics of the art world a little bit, and I never really knew or expected to be an artist. Like, that was never in my plans to do that. I've never went to school or anything. I just kind of like learned the ropes through like him and like experimenting and trying stuff. I got picked up by 2 international galleries this year. One closed due to COVID, which was in Paris, and then I got picked up I think like in June through Artitude Galleria in Singapore. And so yeah, I'm represented by them. And then I sell my work like through mostly Instagram and like inquiries and stuff. Yes, I'm able to sell, and I had 3 shows this year. I curated my own solo show and had 2 group shows.
What are your personal goals for the next few months?
Well, there's 1 month left of 2021. That this year's went by insanely fast, but insanely slow. I feel like all the goals we had for this year kind of like hit a screeching halt when I guess we found out, we knew we were pregnant. Tomorrow would be a year. Like, we already knew something was up. So all the goals we had for 2021 was like completely, I don't even know if we got to the point where we could make goals, because it was just like so shocking. Yeah. The whole thing. I mean, we didn't find out we were having triplets till January, but I would say for the next month, finish 2021 out strong and positive. My
goals for the next few months are to drop lots of videos, make good content for people. I want to just get more consistent with YouTube, especially like over the next year or so. Relationship goals, I just hope like we can start making more time for each other. I think like it's just hard because we've shifted into like a new schedule, and it is just like really hard. Like, we're just tired all the time too, so it's like hard to take time for our relationship. Just
to be like overall happy again, and like be enjoyable to be around. And obviously goals would be like get the boys home, get them healthy, be established enough to like move out of here and be a family and like start our own journey.
Like actually get to enjoy it, because right now it's like
I could go through Cure Girls, but it just takes too much time. But I would just say like
sign more art.
The step away from here would be the next goal.
What are some things that you enjoy doing that aren't related to the boys, like favorite hobbies? I don't have any hobbies.
She likes to watch TV. I would say that's her hobby. I guess I enjoy going to the gym and discovering new music, and I love Pokemon now. I'm back into the Pokemon game, collecting and investing in it slowly but surely. I mean, I love my job. My job is an artist, a career. It's like that's obviously my outlet. That's what I love to do besides being with the boys.
What would be your go-to getaway date with Braxton? I don't know. We've had a lot of like fun dates that I would do again. Like Main Event was one of my favorite dates we had on our anniversary.
I think it's because you were just hammered.
No, it was just really fun. I like doing all the activities. Yeah. Going to like a new restaurant probably. I like to like when we go to like cute fancy new restaurants.
I think an ideal date would be like a stay away, like in Kansas City, without like having to worry about anything.
Like a
nice
massage.
Restaurant, like massage.
Ooh, that'd be good. Like a spa day. That would be really nice. Dream family vacation. I just told Braxton I want to take the boys to Disney when they're old enough. But my dream family vacation, I want to go to like Mexico.
Yeah, I don't think Disney would be my dream vacation just because it was gonna be insane. Mexico
like
or something,
ocean,
somewhere
tropical.
Take the boys to like San Diego or something. Yeah, that's not a dream vacation, obviously. That's just away from here.
All right, here's the question. What do you think it is?
I don't know when we're gonna get married. I don't know when I'm gonna ask her.
Oh, no, not that question.
No.
But that too. That too.
We got so much stuff to pay for and like plan for. Like it's hard for me to just be like, oh yeah, like I can do it right now. But it's like, honestly, what's the point? Like obviously, like I'm going to, but it's like we have to get a car, we have to get a house, we have to make sure like we're good for the boys, have money put back for them, just in case something happens. Like so many factors.
And we're not getting married for a long time, like a couple years, because we want to keep our insurance with the boys for their health purposes and stuff. And since Braxton's self-employed, he doesn't have insurance, and I would lose my insurance on the boys. So no, the question was, do you see more kids in the future?
No, I don't want to even worry about any of that because this has been very stressful, and it's both insane.
We won't ever like us have a child again.
No.
We thought about adopting in the future, but we won't ever like go through having a child again.
Because I could not go through this again.
Because it's just scary, and it's like
more
literal
risk.
PTSD.
PTSD,
so,
like it's just,
like we have legitimate PTSD from this situation for sure.
I don't even.
They're the best thing that's like ever happened to me, but also like this has been the worst experience of my life too. So it's like
it's just been stressful. Like,
and they asked how Dax and Ezra are doing. Ezra is doing a lot better. He's still sick, but he's almost out of isolation. Daxon's doing good. We have a surgery date picked, so that's exciting. Hardest thing to adjust to as parents. I think for me, the hardest thing to adjust is like you have a whole human that you have to worry about now. Like when Corey came home, it was like you can't just go and do the things that you used to be able to do. Like even just like going to Walmart, like you have to either find somebody to watch him or you have to take him out into the germy world. So
definitely time adjustment.
Managing
adjustment. Time has been really hard.
New schedules.
I mean, it's just we have one person right now that depends on us, but like we're gonna have 3, so it's just like really hard to like how do we take care of them, take care of ourselves, take care of the people around us. Like it's hard.
Oh gosh, my arm fell off. Well, my arm didn't fall off, but my arm. Are you planning on moving anytime soon? Probably not. Soon. But
I think the goal we obviously needed a car first, which we could get anytime. We're just kind of waiting to. Hopefully the market goes down so we can actually buy a car and then be in a better place. The longer we can wait, obviously the better. So
yeah. Biggest fear about having all 3 babies home?
I think time. I mean, you got to think we are scrambling right now with 1. It's like with 3, it's like times 3. So it's like we are already struggling to have time to do stuff. So like, how do we? What's that?
I was looking at his crib sheets. They're stained.
I don't know.
Anyways.
It's time, I would say.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest thing. It's because it's like, we got to work too, you know. We're finally like slowly getting back into the swing of like being able to
actually
get some stuff done. And it's like, how do we adjust to that with 2 more coming home?
Braxton's first reaction to finding out you were pregnant? Scared? Freaked out?
Yeah, I mean.
Even with just 1?
Just 1. Like I kind of just like shut down a little bit because we were not in any position to have a kid, and like we weren't ready, and then it was just really hard because like I knew our whole life was going to change, but I didn't know like how much it was about to change 2 months later.
Best thing about having the boys?
It's definitely probably the growth. I mean, I already feel like I was like really mature as a person, but then it's like you have 3 people that depend on you now, and it's like you have to just the unexpected growth of like as a person and as, you know, a father or a mother. It's you're like forced to grow, you know. You have to survive, and I feel like we've both grown into like more patient, more mature. I mean, I'm still act like I'm 18 sometimes, but I feel like as an adult, like it's just like totally different now.
I think my favorite thing about like having them is just like, I don't know, you just don't experience a love until you're a parent like that. Like it's not comparable to anything else, like not comparable to my love for my family or for Braxton. Like it's just a completely different like love outside of your body, and it's just so cool like seeing that it's like half me and half Braxton. I just think it's like literally the coolest thing, like 3 of them running around. How do we feel about Croy being home, and how is it a parent to a little one at home? I mean, we already kind of talked about that, but Croy being home is awesome. It does make me like nervous, but also super excited for the other ones to come home, just because like, yeah, 1's a lot, 2's a lot, 3's a lot, but it's like once we kind of get into like a swing of things, I think it'll be easier having them all at home versus split up, and definitely like easier on our mental health for sure, because right now it's just like we feel so many different emotions with the other 2 still being at the hospital, and like we're just pulled in so many directions. So is it easier to tell the boys apart than you thought?
Yeah. I mean, it's really easy for me and her.
We don't get them mixed up ever.
No.
I can even go back on old pictures and know.
I can't like really tell them apart when they're like 2 weeks old. Like that's really hard. But like older pictures, I can kind of do better now.
Were you scared when the doctors told you there were 3? Wasn't a doctor,
Obviously.
but yeah, we were we were definitely scared. We've talked about that before. How do you handle unsolicited advice from family members?
I mean, I don't really get a lot, so it's hard to handle. I know that their family members are experienced and like they've been through all this before, but it's also like if you're not here, I take it into consideration, obviously, because they're experienced.
But so we're just still gonna do like what we want.
Yeah, we do what's best. I mean, we're the ones that are here 24/7, so
our kids, so we parent them how we feel. I feel like we're respectful.
I almost went down the slope right there.
Favorite thing about each of the boys? That's a hard one. Croy's personality is
bipolar
so fun.
Sometimes.
His personality is so fun though. Like
Ezra just sleeps all the time. He's just a little pumpkin, and Daxon just wants all the attention.
Yeah, Daxon's
he's like so alert, and he's just like,
he's so interested in like seeing everything. That is definitely my favorite part about him. Ezra, I think I love how like, I don't know, he
farts a lot.
He's such a squish. Like he's just the coziest little guy. Why isn't Daxon's suction tube through his nose? Would that be helpful to avoid oral aversion? He hates it when they put it up his nose, and actually there's like a lot of research, well not research even, but like it's proven that like NG tubes are actually really bad as far as causing oral aversions too. So that's a lot of the time why people actually get G tubes instead of keeping NG tubes at home, because it can build an aversion to them not wanting to eat at all. So if you're planning on breastfeeding, how did you come to terms with pumping only? Was it your plan to from the beginning to exclusively pump, or did you want to breastfeed? Kind of knew deep down like I was probably gonna have to just exclusively pump, because I felt like it would be too complicated to try and pump, do bottles, and breastfeed
and supplement.
Like it was just too much. And I was able to like exclusively pump for 5 months with the boys, like on just my breast milk, which was crazy. I was so happy that I made it that long. And honestly, like I could have made it a lot longer, but we needed them to like kind of get on formula to get them leveled out before they came home. Otherwise I could have probably gone for like a couple more months just giving them straight breast milk. But I wanted to start weaning and stuff, but no, like I don't know. I am sad that like I never really truly will get the experience of breastfeeding, because we won't have another kid. And it's just another thing that like kind of got taken from me during this process, I guess. Like I really wanted to be able to do that, but it is what it is. I don't know, I was really motivated to pump, and it just kind of got easier as time went on, and now it's just like second nature. So I would say
you're a rock star.
Thanks, babe. Which of the boys look like you and which look like Braxton? I don't know. I honestly think it changes. I think Daxon and Ezra both. I don't know, sometimes I think Ezra looks like me, but I think all 3 of the boys look a lot like Braxton, but Croy definitely looks more like me than in either of the other boys for sure. I think it just changes though. Sometimes I look at him and I'm like, you're Braxton's mini, and then sometimes like I'll look at him and I'm like, I kind of see myself. But what are the boys' different personalities? Croy's just funny. Like he just does the craziest stuff. Like he'll be so mad and then so happy. Like he's
bipolar.
He's honestly really happy though. He's a happy baby.
Happy.
For most of the time he's like happy. Ezra is pretty content baby too, honestly. Daxon's dramatic, very dramatic, but you know.
Ezra used to be a missile, but once he got
his
extubated, he's fine.
Once he wasn't on the vent. How has your view of your partner changed since becoming parents? I don't know. I definitely like, even though it's really hard for us to like have time for our relationship and stuff, I like definitely love Braxton more than I've ever loved him. Like watching him be a dad is like the coolest thing ever, and I don't know, you just see like a new side of that person, and you just learn something new to like love about them, if that makes sense. And I told him like it's the most attractive thing about him now is like watching him be a dad, because he's literally the best dad ever. Such a good dad.
Thank you. I would say it's been like quite the experience to like be with Aubrey through this whole journey, because it's been insane, and like I was doing stuff I never thought I would do with her to help her and like get through the whole, you know, pregnancy stuff and postpartum and all that stuff. So I mean, it's like, it's awesome to see her like as a mother. It's just like natural instincts, like you wouldn't even thought she's never been a mom before. It's just, it's awesome. It just makes your love grow more, just because it's a different side.
What are you most excited for when the boys come home? Not having to go to the hospital and actually having a family, like having some sort of normalcy. I mean, like right now it's just, there's nothing normal about this, and it makes it really hard to like function sometimes.
I'd have to agree with the hospital part, 'cause it sucks.
What is the first thing you'll do when all three are home? I don't even know. Snuggle them, get them on a schedule as best we can. Like, I don't even know the answer to that.
Yeah, that's a hard question. Too many factors.
Yeah. Will you keep the boys on the schedule that you have for one baby with all three? Well, Corey's not really on a schedule. I mean, he has like a general kind of schedule, but we're definitely going to make it a little bit more strict within the next like couple weeks to prepare for Daxon coming home, give him some time to adjust to like a strict schedule, because we can't do a flexible schedule with 2 or 3 babies. So how do you see the future in the next 5 years together with the boys?
I mean, that's tough. I think we've been like so wrapped up in the moment that it's hard to even envision a future, especially just because it's been like so crazy. I mean, but I mean, obviously 5 years, you know,
healthy
home, you know, no problems, established,
our own place, like our own house,
you know, like our own everything.
What advice would you give to new parents of multiples and or preemies?
Breathe, take a minute.
Even though this has been the worst and best experiences of our lives, I feel like to really like stop and enjoy every moment, because they really do grow so fast. Like I look at Corey and I'm like, you're huge, like you're growing so fast, and like they're already 6 months old, and it feels like we haven't experienced anything with them. And so especially like if you're a preemie or a NICU parent, like really just taking the time when you can to like enjoy the small things, because you don't get any of that time back, even though like of course you don't want the time of like being in the NICU back, but like you don't get any of that time back with your kids. Like even though it's hard, just try to like enjoy the moment and like hold them as much as you can and just love on them, because they grow freaking fast. Like I cannot believe that they're 6 months old. It's crazy.
Just be patient with yourself and your partner. It's a lot to go through and to get through, and just
give yourself grace.
Give yourself grace,
and your partner.
You know, it's gonna work out. Don't take everything the doctors say with a grain of salt, because like it could all be so bad one day, with the next day it's like not even the same.
Yeah.
I mean, we've multiple times had stuff that we were like freaking out about, and then like now
thought
it's like
the lives were over, and it was just nothing.
Remember, they have to tell you everything, so don't take everything as like that's gonna happen, or you know, because it might not happen, you know. So.
Parents of multiples, don't be scared of like how you'll love each baby, because it just happens. Like you just love them for different reasons, and like your heart just like grows, I think, because I love like, I don't know, I feel like I was so nervous that I wasn't gonna be able to love them all. Like, how do you love 3 babies? But you know, obviously like we're more bonded to Croy because he's home now, but eventually like I know when Dax and Ezra come home, like it will all fall into place. What are some strengths that have come from the NICU for our relationship?
Patience, for sure.
Support
for each other.
We're the only ones who know what the other's going through, so it's like
kind of more grace too, because it's like we both handle stuff differently, and but we're the only ones that's been through it. So, and I would say love too. I mean, that's definitely like drew us more together, just because you know we're in it together. It's all we have sometimes.
Yeah. Best and most stressful part of being parents.
The most stressful part definitely would have been like the whole first like 2 or 3 months. I mean, going to 2 different hospitals, all the problems we had to deal with or heard of, and managing time and all that, and trying to navigate through it. And then the best would probably be just like seeing them slowly getting healthier and not having to worry about all that stuff that we initially were worried about, and like getting them home,
seeing them actually like be babies. Like Croy's like, he has a G2, like, but other than that
this big, and now he's like
normal. I mean, you know, he's a normal baby, and it's really cool to be able to see them like come out on top, I think.
Yeah.
Hardest part of the NICU journey in general, probably like Braxton said, like all the things that you get told, like you just don't know the future of your kids at the time,
and you don't know what the hell they're even talking about. Like,
yeah, it's really
especially
scary.
Like people not in the medical field like me. Like I don't know a lot of terms and stuff.
And if you go to try and look it up, you'll be like,
it's the worst. It's just
don't
very
do it.
like
Don't look it up.
overwhelming, and it's just a lot. So
something you wish you knew before having the triplets.
I wish I knew like back then that like everything was gonna work out and eventually be okay. I wish I knew that the expectations I had going into all this with multiple factors of my life weren't gonna be met. I know that's kind of tough, but that's one thing I wish I knew, because I kind of had like higher hopes for things that have not happened and probably won't happen.
What is the biggest thing that the medical team can do to support you and make the NICU journey easier? Honestly, it's like probably our nurses just like building relationships with us, like personal relationships, I think is what has like made or break, like our make or break.
I mean, in the beginning it was like
made or broken.
Made or broke it?
We didn't have any personal relationships
with anybody for like 3 months.
And it was really hard. And then as soon as we started like building connections with nurses that are like friends now, like I consider them like our friends.
Like we hated Children's Mercy. I hated it. I hated going there. It was really hard because we were going to St. Luke's. We love St. Luke's. I mean, but I still wouldn't say like the relationships we have now with our nurses at Children's Mercy would be the same as St. Luke's. Like they're completely different, but they've definitely like our primaries have made such a difference in our lives because they know what we're going through, and like we're close with them and they help us, you know. Yeah. So very thankful for them, and they advocate for our kids, advocate for us.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is like having people on your medical team that are like
actually care and take things serious and know what's going on.
Advocate for your kids. Like,
but the most important thing is the consistency. Like that's what the kids need more than anything. And our
nurses know our kids better than we do. By far. Like they know Daxton and Ezra and how they tick like way better than we do, which is like so important in the NICU journey.
I mean, if you're just starting out in NICU and you're gonna be there for a while, just like ask nurses that you do like if they want to be a primary, because you'll be very surprised about like it only takes like a week and then you're just like they help so much.
Family almost. Yeah, like they're family.
Like part of our family now.
What is the best advice you've been given parenting or just life in general? That's hard. I would say like I'm gonna go for kind of like parenting, just to like really take every day like one day at a time. And I know that's like cliche, but honestly like 1 minute at a time, sometimes like it can be so overwhelming, but then like you see your kid like giggle or like smile at you and you just kind of like forget all of the, you know, hardships and stuff that we've been through. Like we've made it through so much stuff that we didn't think we would make it through. And like, yes, our life is stressful and difficult, but it's nowhere near like what we were thinking was gonna end up happening. Like there is so much stuff that we've avoided. So I would say just like taking one day at a time, take everything with a grain of salt, and like just really, like I said, enjoy the moments with your kids, because they really do like grow up so fast. I can't believe how fast the last year has went for us. And I feel like I remember vlogging telling people we were pregnant, and everything has just happened so so fast, and we're gonna look back in like 2 years and be like, holy crap, like we have 3 toddlers running around, and like our lives are gonna be completely different, and all of this is gonna feel a memory. Like we're not even gonna remember, I don't think.
I was just gonna say the one day at a time thing. You know, teach your kids to love and to care, because I mean that's, my kids will always love your kids.
I love that. Being accepting and being kind to others and respectful of adults, and we have a lot of things that we are gonna like really work to instill in the kids for sure. If you would have had 3 girls, what would you have named them? Braxton would be so stressed right now.
Braxton wouldn't be here. Braxton would be in the ground if we had 3 girls.
So dramatic.
3 girls, bro.
No, he wouldn't.
No.
Hey, just when you think things can't get worse, there we go.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could be a triple girl parents. I am in love with my boys. I'm not gonna lie, we were really sad when we found out it was all boys, because we just, well, we knew all, you know, all one gender, but now I just freaking love them so much. And like, I don't know what girl names. We had Everett, and that was it.
Yeah,
that's all we had. Sending you guys love and prayers from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Whoa. What's the most traumatic thing so far, and what helped you through it? I don't know.
That hospital food I had to eat for 3 days.
Most traumatic. There's been a lot of trauma in this situation. There's been enough, like with each boy, that has been traumatic.
Yeah.
Probably Ezra's just like breathing, and he was really sick when he was first born. Daxton like almost dying. Croy's brain injury. Like there's been so much traumatic. But what's helped us through it? Honestly, each other. Like, I feel like when one of us breaks down, the other person's there to like pick the other person up. Like, there's been times that Braxton's like really like stressed out about the boys, and I'm like, it's gonna be fine, like, and just support him even though I'm like freaking out on the inside. And I think like vice versa, like when he sees me break down, even though he's stressed about something and like really concerned, he's just like, it's gonna be fine, like we'll figure it out. And like, I don't know, for me, I feel like we like can calm each other down really good about stuff with the boys.
For sure.
Although they are triplets, will you make sure they are treated as individuals?
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't even refer to them as like the triplets really anymore. It's like they all have their own little identities for sure. What are you excited to do with your boys as they get older?
Sports.
Oh yeah, sports. That will be fun. I don't know. One of my things like I'm super excited about is like building traditions with them and like
starting our own traditions.
Yeah, doing just like activities with them, like taking them to the pumpkin patch and going to cut down Christmas trees. Like just doing all of this stuff. Like I think we've been through so much now that like when it comes time that we're able to do that stuff, like
we're not gonna know how to act.
We're not gonna know how to act. We're just gonna be like give them the best life ever. Like, will you guys have at-home nurse visits when all the boys come home, or are you planning to take full responsibility of their care?
I already had nurses come and check Crow's weight and stuff.
Yeah.
And checkups. So probably, I mean, it's
we're also looking into nanny part-time. We're kind of still in the works
we
of
need
that.
Jesus.
Because we have to get work done, so.
1-800, we need Jesus. Nannies, apply.
How do you find time for each other as well as time for yourself? We don't. We've been doing, like, taking time to, like, let the other one go and do stuff, which has been really, like, beneficial, I think, for our mental health. Honestly, like, that's really all I got. Taking a bath is real nice. Like, it's the little things right now.
Like, it's been a minute. In a few months, I took a bath. I could use that Epsom salt bath.
Yeah.
And some candles.
I'll run you one.
You trying to get in?
What made you come up with the triplets names? We've talked about this before, but I know people are new.
It's quite a journey.
We do CDE. We did CDE.
AB. CDE. Last name's F. Just all kind of worked out. It was really hard.
Middle names were the day of discharge.
Yeah, I mean
they're all meaningful.
They came way sooner than we thought. Like we thought we had more time, and then life happened. So that honestly was probably one of the most traumatic things. Was that because that was just
labor?
Like completely unexpected. Like
it was scary.
It was like midnight. We rushed to did we go to St. Luke's? And
by the time I got there, I was bleeding all over the floor.
Yeah, like that was
like it was
and
pretty
see,
traumatic.
like I think my brain's like starting to like close some of that stuff off because it was like so scary and unpredictable and stuff I've never experienced before. And like that was probably the most traumatic, stressful situation for me because we couldn't have family there. It was just us two. We went at like midnight, and within 24 hours, probably like 18 hours, they were all here early, super early. Like all these problems, didn't even have like middle names. We didn't have anything planned. Nursery wasn't done, like nothing. And like
I'm trying to recover from having 8 layers of skin ripped through. Like
that was definitely about the most traumatic thing. It was so much. I didn't even have clothes at the hospital at that point. Like we didn't even know we were staying. See, my brain's already starting to close stuff off because it's like that shit sucked.
How do you and Braxton split up the daily caregiving tasks or visits for the boys, and what does your pumping schedule look like now you've cut back?
Braxton does as much as I can.
He does a lot. He does
probably do more than I should. Hear me out, because I'm supposed to be working all the time, but like I also feel bad for like not helping her, so I try to like make her life easier.
He gets up in the morning with Croy early and lets me sleep in, and then I stay up late at night so he can go to bed early. And then I try, which I think I'm good about. I usually am the one who gets up with him if he wakes up in the middle of the night. I always do it.
And today sucks. He was like, hey, it's 6. I'm like.
Because I was like, I'm not getting up with him. I'm not doing it. He does pretty much all the dishes. He usually preps bottles. We kind of both prep bottles, but I'd say he probably preps bottles more than me. We kind of rotate on doing feeds depending on who's working or who's getting stuff done or who needs to do what. If I'm like pumping or something, then I'll text him like if I need help doing stuff with Croy. We just kind of do it. We just wing it. Who will be helping you look after the babies when all 3 are home?
That's a solid question.
Great question.
Wish I knew.
The same people. My mom helps a lot, and then my Nana comes and helps, and my stepdad and my best friend Kinsey. And then, like I said, we might have to hire somebody to help too, just because we have to get work done. What clubs do you see the boys doing when they're older? Boy Scouts? I'm just kidding.
No,
whatever they want.
Actually, Boy Scouts would be like a good skill. Like I almost wish I did more Boy Scouts because it's more like hands-on stuff. Boy Scouts is an option for sure. I wouldn't be mad. Pokemon Club if they have them.
The boys'
Sports.
middle names: Ray, Lee and Kai. When will all three be home with mom and dad?
Nobody knows.
We don't know when they'll be home. Good chance that Ezra would be home for Christmas or Thanksgiving. Absolutely not.
Terrible chance.
Daxton is close to coming home. Has the big day arrived yet? No.
Nope.
You guys will know when
Still
it
no D.
does.
Still no baby D.
Honestly, like, my goal is hopefully he'll come home by the end of the year. I think that he will, but he's having surgery at the beginning of December. Surprise. And then it'll just take him time to recover, and then he can come home. So these allergies are whooping my butt right
You're
now.
getting cooked over there.
I know.
Say it.
Would you have liked girls? One would have been fine, but
This one's enough right here.
what's your favorite memory from your childhood, and how do you want to incorporate that in the boys' lives?
Go ahead, Aubrey. Childhood was a little rough.
My favorite thing from my childhood is honestly probably holidays. Like, I love holidays with my family, and we've always done like the same kind of traditions and stuff, both on my mom's and my dad's side. And so I'm like excited to start that, like the traditions with the boys, like, I don't know, doing random stuff. Like, I want to do like hide the elf, you know, like Elf on the Shelf and all that stuff. Like, I don't know, just traditions. I think my family took me to do stuff literally all the time, and so I want to like do that with the boys. Like, I want them to always like be going around bragging about, oh, mom and dad took me to do this, and we went here and we did this, and I don't know, I want them to experience like everything.
I would say my favorite memories would probably be like when I was staying with my grandma a lot, because she like was very hands-on and took care of me and had her own like traditions, and I don't know how I'd incorporate that into my kids' lives, but I just teach them how to be loved in ways I was taught from my grandma, I guess.
People ask a lot, like, if we can go to the NICU whenever we want, or can we take Croy, and yes, we can go whenever, and we can take Croy now, which is great. What medical stuff have they done on the boys? Oh my gosh. What medical stuff haven't they done on the boys? We've had x-rays, ultrasounds, blood transfusions, surgeries, procedures,
sonograms.
I don't think they had sonograms, but blood draws,
blood transfusions.
Everything.
I mean, it's...
Oh no, my camera's gonna die. Okay, we're dead. We're done. The camera's dying, and that was actually like all of them. So
for the most
love
part,
you guys. Yeah.
Love you guys. Thank you.
That's it.
Part 2's coming.
Part 2 is coming.
It's gonna be just Abby
with me.
Love you guys.
We love you.
Go watch part 2.
Bye, YouTube.
Any more questions in the comments? Love y'all.
We can always do another.
Yes. If you want to see more of me,
go
let
watch
me know.
the previous ones. Okay, goodbye.
Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh.